Welcome to episode 40 of Pineapples and Thorns. Hey guys, how are you today?
Amazing. I can't believe we made it to episode 40. That's
I know.
congratulations, Kat.
That's
And
awesome.
good morning. I have done my grocery shopping.
I feel very lazy then because I've done nothing except get coffee.
Yep, and I want to mention this episode, because I've been to the store, will be brought to you by the Dream World limited edition Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, found for a limited time at your United States grocers.
I think
How many
I've seen that
cases
one
did you
up here.
buy?
I'm not stocking. I will deal when it goes away, but I find it yummy.
So describe the flavor then, because I know C-Note wants to know.
It's like, well, it says it's dream flavored cat, so it's quite clear. I think I can't tell you. I think it's all the MSG that I like. It's like a kind of a candy flavor, if I could. But I'm sure if I did a little research, I'd come up with something a little more specific. But I find myself enjoying it. The previous one was something called Starlight, which didn't hit at all. Like I tried one and I didn't even finish it. It was just not my cup of Coke, evidently.
I wonder if it's available up here. I'll have to look for it and see if I can try it then.
I haven't seen it because when Fado was talking about it the last time in chat, I couldn't find it anywhere.
Well, darn.
Yeah, you have to drive over the border, Kat.
Packing up the car now.
Backing up the car now. Talk to you later.
Well, we might as well jump right into the various news and things. Take it away, Peter.
So the Town Hall 12 Royal Rumble is right on the horizon. That will launch October 9th. If you have a Town Hall 12, please sign up. These have been a lot of fun. I haven't watched the last couple. I haven't played Town Hall 11 or 12 for quite some time. So I'm looking forward to next month's Town Hall 13. But for this month, October, Town Hall 12. So that's good. Sign up.
Yeah, I've got my 12 signed up, so looking forward to it.
What is your strategy at 12? What's your go-to?
Oh, it's witches.
Witches are strong at 12, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the last upgrade too. So
Yeah, that or hybrid dragons. Pretty much anything works at 12.
Yeah, when I was at 12, the things I like to do at 12, when I was at 12, can't be done at 12 anymore. Zap Lalo. When you get the CC and a hero or something.
right. They changed that.
The good old days.
You just have to zap something else, Fado. And then, of course, we had the draft war yesterday. Kat was our hostess, and it was great. I mean, I think we had probably 30 people in the voice chat listening in.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The 4 captains are Knight of Knee with his clan Afterthought. We also have Got Banned with his team of Not So Nice Guys. C-Note was another captain, and his team is Shimmy Jig, and you'll have to ask him to see his 10 steps of Shimmy Jig steps. And I was also a captain, and we are the Sultans of Spam, even though I think I have a lot more ladies than guys, so maybe we're the Sultanas of Spam.
Those are great team names.
Yes. And of course, there were some shenanigans. The day after C-Note signed up as I think I might have been the first captain. I was elected by Inc. Even though I volunteered, he said, I already had you down, so I think he knew it was coming. And then C-Note volunteered a couple days later, and I got a DM almost immediately saying, okay, we've seen traded first round picks. We got to do something bigger. And as a joke, I kind of came back with, oh yeah, we'll trade rosters. We'll trade entire teams. Do you think we could do that? And he said, yeah. And then I never thought any more about it. And then a couple days before the draft, he says, okay, so are we doing this? Trading the whole teams? And I thought, oh my God, there's too much pressure. Let me start again. There's too much pressure anyway. I knew probably 65, 70 of these people. There's maybe only a handful, 10 or so that I did not know or had dealings with at some point. And mostly people from outside the clan family. So, just having that kind of relationship, you guys in particular, right? Yeah, we have a relationship. You feel like you need to, draft your friends, but at the same time, you want to, and I'm not meaning this is disparaging, you also want to pick the best players. So, and things just happen. They fall out of order. So I think C-Note actually was picked you guys. So C-Note and I agreed that we would draft the other's team. The morning of the draft, probably 20 minutes before I sent C-Note, I said, I can't do this. It's too much pressure. And then I calmed down a little bit more, and we agreed to move ahead with the shenanigans. So
it's a revelation to me that I'm neither good nor a friend, Peter.
See, this is why trouble. Now I'm sweating. I got a DM from Miss P almost the second that we agreed on air to trade teams. Wow, that didn't take you long to drop me or something to that effect.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So both of C-Notes and my DMs blew up. He has given me the okay to go ahead because he said he's had to tell probably 5 or 6 people about what's going on, and so the secret's out a bit. But so I sent him DMs with my picks. He sent me DMs with his picks. It was very confusing. We had to try to sell it that he was looking at my list and I was looking at his list, and a couple times C-Note got out of order and said, "Oh, it's Peter's pick." Oh, I mean, it's my pick, and it was. If you're in the know, it was very funny to listen to. So I have listened back through it, and we stumbled a couple times, especially when I picked an extra Town Hall 14 because I kept looking at his list. It was silly. Anyway,
it was fun. My main focus was trying to keep you guys in the right order picking, so I wasn't listening as closely to some of the fun things going on. So I'll have to go back and listen to the show.
I hope I didn't heckle you too much. I was trying to buy time for both he and I to type in the thing. And I found out I actually can't type and talk at the same time, so that was a bit of a disaster a couple times. Anyway, it was good fun. Mm-hmm. We are now waiting for SCWL to end, and then we will be able to split up into our teams and hopefully get these wars in before the next big thing drops. Are we ready to talk about that? No, we need to talk about October SCWL first.
Yep.
We actually matched in Redthorn in record time. I spun that one about 1:00 in the afternoon, and I think I was filling CCs by 1:30.
That's pretty much a record for us, I think.
So you're going to make me spin again next month, probably, right?
Definitely.
And I think Magnus spun in TGF Rising, so it didn't take us long. Right. It didn't take us long to match there either. Just longer than Redthorn, which I was surprised for how heavy we're running.
Well, it's probably because at the rated, it's such a mixed breakdown there. It's not all 14, so it's a little harder to match.
But I really thought they were in a lower league, and therefore it's just, the next 7 go into a league together, and the next 7 go into a league together. But I don't really know how they group the teams, to be honest.
I don't think they care about the mixed breakdown levels.
Yeah. Well, it certainly worked to the Rated's advantage last month.
Yeah. Those lower levels are a little bit of fun.
Yeah, there was a really heavy clan that cleaned up last month, but we held our own otherwise.
Yeah. One thing, Peter, you forgot to mention was Hammer Jam.
Oh yes. So I got to do a public service announcement during the draft war broadcast. I'm going to say it again. Hammer Jam is the one time you can, as a Town Hall 2, which takes like 15 minutes to get to max, you can build a clan castle, or repair the clan castle, excuse me. And now it costs elixir, so bear that in mind, because I kept thinking it was gold.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can join a clan. So I have formed a clan, and I can't think of what it's called right now. Too many twos, I think I called it. I built one only Town Hall 2 because I have all those Town Hall 9s that are right now going to Town Hall 10. And I called it Toothless. Raz has also put an account in there called... what did he call his? Could open the game. That would be quick. No, I don't have it on that iPad. And Tigo joined with one. And so did Kat. Kat, what did you call your account?
Meow Mix.
Meow Mix. So how many...
He finally pressured me into making a new account. So,
but now it's done, right? You don't have to do anything with it. We'll just have it ready for an event. And there's lots going on, people. So we're not actually going to war during Hammer Jam. Just have it ready. Join the clan.
I'm just waiting to upgrade mine. It's like,
You're going to take it to Town Hall 3 immediately, are you?
it's like there's nothing to do on it now. I need something to farm.
But you don't need anything to do. It's just going to be a warring thing. And it's hard. My goodness. Raz put I forget what he put in, a Vulcan, a minion. It's impossible. You can't kill it.
Oh yeah,
What else did we try? Oh, a baby dragon. Yeah, can't kill that. So
yeah.
we'll
Just
have
ask
to.
Stormy about luring and killing.
Yeah, it's just
It's one of his
about
pet peeves.
just about impossible.
Yeah.
So anyway, that will be fun. Probably needs to be a friendly war. We'll just get as many as we can.
Mhm.
And we'll do Town Hall 2 level troop donations, so we actually have a hope of wiping them out. And I think it'll be fun. Something to do in the winter doldrums, maybe in February before the next thing happens.
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about what everyone's holding their breath about. Probably the worst kept secret that Town Hall 15 is about to drop. Who's excited?
Pretty excited. I've been, I had to rebuild my account because I took some time off, but even
Mhm.
I've been maxed for over 8 months now. So I have a quote unquote mini that's on its way to 14. All right, it's got some of the big defenses done on the 13, or I'm sorry, as a 14, but it's got a lot of time to go. So it looks like I'll be farming 2 accounts. I you can tell something big's coming up for a number of reasons, and the gift box gems thing is yet another.
Mhm.
Yes.
So just stock up a little and see what it takes. I'll be curious. If maybe some hero upgrades, some pet upgrades for sure. Because I'm not the type that likes to war with a hero down, just because let's face it, I'm not a pro. I need all the help I can get. I need all my heroes up. So I don't know if other people do it differently or if they just gem a lot more than I do. But it might mean I go into war hibernation for a little bit. But
Mhm.
I'm excited to see you know what could be coming.
Yeah, just want some fresh content, right? I would
Yeah.
love a new troop. I understand that is difficult, right? Though those often break the game. I remember when bowlers dropped, they were super duper powerful. Some of the other things like bat spells when they first came out, they were very strong until they got a nerf. So I hope
Yes.
there's something that breaks the game a little bit because that gets everyone enthusiastic about triples and kind of
Mhm.
changes the base metas up again so old attacks work again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to something new and different and game changing.
And so, Peter, are you going to take both of your 14s up to 15, or are you keeping one of 14?
You know what? I haven't been really put that to the test yet. I a couple of times I thought I'm going to leave one as a 14. I'll be the only 14 in the whole CFF, I think, if I leave one as a 14. Um, I probably will push the button on both, just
Yeah.
because more reps means quicker competency. But I think I'm going to enjoy the journey. I'm not going to, I keep reading about Carl's, 30 books of heroes and aces, and I think I'm going to just take my time and let it happen as it happens. Let it, happen organically. I almost always gem the heroes, or I buy hero books or whatever I can do
Mhm.
to speed those things up. Kind of like you, Fado. I like having all the tools to play with. So, but I won't rush the farming or anything like that. Although I'll probably have to push back to Legends with Zarch. I've been out for quite a bit, and it's hard to keep the loot.
All right. Because
Yeah,
I would imagine there's going to be new wall levels and all that fun stuff. So I don't think they'll give us more walls, but I think they'll give us new levels.
yeah. I find myself more effectively farming like I drop pretty low with super or sneakies,
Hmm.
and because there's an unlimited number of attacks a day, and you will come across a dead base or two a day. Like you get in that like anywhere from the top of Crystal to mid 3000s. There's usually some good stuff. I bet in Crystal there's even more. But you can farm pretty quickly using that. Like it'll mean I'm out of Legends, yeah, but that's fine. That's always going to be there. I'll get back there.
The game was chasing me a bit. That's why I let Zarch fall out. I actually let Peter and Zarch fall out, but I found no reason to come into the game, so I needed to get Peter back
Mhm.
into Legends just to be in the game a little bit during the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, the reason I like to stay up in Legends or the higher levels, especially if I'm farming, is because you get that once in a while they have that 4 times loot bonus, star bonus thing.
Mhm.
So when that's happening, you can do a lot of walls with that. So
will you push the button on both of your 14s, Kat, or they've thought it through?
yeah, probably, because I have one in Red Thorn and the other one in Phoenix Reloaded, so it just makes sense to do both.
It is nice having the big accounts to give stuff away.
It is.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that I know there's some debate on is it coming in the next couple weeks or is it coming in December? My gut is telling me it won't be December. Not that it will be October, but think about the time of year. Like, you're dropping major new content. You're going to need support. If something's wildly broken, people aren't going to want to be working Christmas Day. So it leads me to think it's going to be, well before December 12th.
Yeah, and I mean, they've just finished Worlds. So now there's kind of a gap before they ramp up again, start prepping for the next one, right? So they've got to give people time to farm up their accounts. And I mean, the pros will
green
do
elixir
it fairly
those,
quickly. They'll be using that green elixir.
Well, yeah, I think the Queen Walkers can afford to max a few these days, right?
Gosh.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Congrats to them for winning. It was we'll just digress slightly and talk about the Worlds. I didn't catch too much of it because of the time that it was on. I tried to wake up in the middle of the night to watch it, but then promptly fell back asleep with Twitch running in the background. But I think the whole idea of just having an in-person Worlds was really exciting to everybody, and the stages looked fantastic.
Did you see
from
those
what I
sets?
saw.
They were incredible. Like, you walked up it probably was a 2-story flight of stairs into the auditorium. That looked amazing. That was like Roman Colosseum kind of stuff. It was great. I thought it looked great.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into it, I think.
Yeah, and it was just another sign the world is getting back on its feet. I was at a concert in March, and it was so. I mean, when the first song came on, I was just like, wow, I'm really like. Sometimes back in the day, you thought everything is going to be different forever, and some of the really good things were coming back. And Worlds being back live was like you guys said, it was just great.
Yeah. So kudos to all the teams who made it there, because I mean that was just a once in a lifetime experience for some of them, and yeah, just even the studio audience, like they all look like they were having a fantastic time.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that within the community there was always a question of, is this too distracting? Like, even I noticed that Woody would when the hits were starting, Woody would really be hyping it, even as the attack was underway. And before the community was going on and on about distractions and yelling during certain attacks and all that. Before any of that had hit Twitter or wherever it hit, I was thinking that to myself. I'm like, geez, I would want to be in a
soundproof room,
some sort of a exactly.
I suspect those were state-of-the-art headsets. I'm sure it was only their other teammates' voices they could hear.
Yeah, I'm sure they were so focused on their attacks that the audience was the last thing on their mind too. So once it got down to it, and I saw, speaking of Twitter, I saw a little tweet from Darian with him and Adria, the new Clash of Clans community manager. They posted some teasers that they've been working on a new developer video. So I think when we see that, then it'll only be a matter of days before we see Town Hall 15 drop.
Yeah, and I am surprised that if it really is coming soon, they didn't use the stage of Worlds. That's there's so many eyes on it. They didn't use that to promote it or anything. So you're always when you know something's coming, but you don't know when. You're always looking for every clue and hint, and sometimes you just look too hard for them. So, I'm probably reading too much into it.
Well, that's the fun of speculating, right? So.
I thought the same thing, that they would use that, but maybe they just didn't want to distract from the real reason they were
Mhm.
there was, for those worlds and to get the live event back in place.
Yeah.
Because I thought when they released the Eagle at whatever ClashCon that was a tremendous reveal. Remember they showed it kind of in the corner and they
Mhm.
said this is the area it can't hit, and then they scrolled out to the whole map. That was just such a great preview moment that they had. I thought they could have done something like that. I wish they would have done something like that. I did watch all of the replays or the YouTube videos, so hoping for
Mhm.
something, but nothing ever happened.
Yeah, and I know there was a lot of speculation around the Hammer Jam video that they put out because there was this village in the
Yes,
background, and it looked, yet it was really fuzzy and grainy, but there were some things that looked like, can carts there, and the storages looked slightly different, and the town hall didn't quite look like a Town Hall 11 because it was white with a curved kind of red and brown
and then
band
the
around it.
bands.
So I
That's
don't
right.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, interestingly, it struck me the one thing my eyes are drawn to of all things, like the walls look like the Town Hall 9 lava walls to me for
Mm.
some reason.
Yeah, they did.
But that means nothing.
Yep. Again, we're
Yeah,
all dying for that secret. That we just would like
Exactly.
to see the next thing.
Exactly.
I'm sure
Like
it'll look completely different from what we think.
I don't know. In retrospect, remember how the owls started popping up and all that stuff for Town Hall 14?
Yes.
That's
And
true.
you're like, oh, there's an owl. Oh, what could that mean? And boom, pets.
Well, they are removing the extra barracks this month. So we're going to be down to one regular and one dark. So that's going to open up some space on the main village.
Still not a heck of a lot, but it does allow for some new buildings, right?
What, 4?
Well,
Right?
yeah. And it's going to change base building, right? At least between now and when Town Hall 15 drops, because you're going to be missing all these trash buildings on your
That's
war
right.
base.
That's very true.
Yeah. So to adjust those and troop training times remain unchanged from what they've said.
And that you will still be able to train troops even when the barracks is under upgrade. It'll just go slower. So still some incentive to spend the
Right.
money if you want them fast, but really compared to what we suffered through in the early days with 60-minute dragons, it's not such a big deal
Yeah.
anymore.
One thing I noticed in their notes on the balance changes that they're doing, or these changes, was that the spell factory and siege workshop, when those are under construction, you will still be able to keep using it to train things, but at 50% of normal
Yeah,
speed.
that's nice.
That's huge. Like if you're a lower town hall and you have to upgrade your spell factories, I mean you were without spells for the length of time that these things were down.
And I was one of those guys that was in a war and said, "Oh, I have the whatever to upgrade my spell factory." Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops. So then you look in your real
Yes,
wallet.
exactly. Farming in my wallet again.
Yeah, just don't tell your spouse. So let's talk about a little bit about the October Gold Pass and Hero Skin, the Spooky Archer Queen. Do you like it? Hate it?
Kat,
Ambivalent?
you have any Halloween costume ideas now coming out of this? Is this what you're going to dress up for in about 3-4 weeks?
I could definitely. Yeah, I love this skin. I think this is one of their best ones.
And it matches well with the skeleton king. Just good step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so quite some time ago, I think I can't remember. One of the first podcasts I did with you guys, we were talking about hero skins, and they're continuing to deliver, right?
Mhm.
These are fun things, right? I know they. So if there's a spooky archer queen, you can bet there will be a spooky royal champion at some point in
Yeah.
the shop, or a spooky warden or whatever. So you'll be spending money on that, but you know they're good. They're good. Good job, Supercell.
Yeah. I mean, there have been, certain skins that people hate. One that springs to mind are the clockwork skins. It seems to be kind of universal that everyone detests those. But do you think that any of the skins kind of impact, maybe not like statistically, but visually, like when you're using them? Do you think that using those skins maybe impacts how you play? Because some people say
Absolutely.
with the pixel skins that they felt that the movement was really jerky and it bothered them.
And I'm convinced that the
Um,
Golem King has more hit points for sure.
Now, for me, it's the sceneries more so than anything.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that bother the heck out of me because I don't know if it's just me, but my brain kind of turns a bit mushy once I hit attack. So um, I don't pay as much attention to it. I probably should watch more replays because I never really thought about that with the pixel heroes, but that's a really good observation. That it's herky jerky and it's not as smooth, and maybe it doesn't feel as predictable. And same thing with when you think about the Golem King, and say you're using your king to set a funnel, and you found, like, I don't know, an army camp, and you think you're dropping him on a certain corner, but
Mhm.
with him being
Big.
so big, maybe the graphics make it, you're like, did I screw that up, or actually make you screw it
Mhm.
up?
That's a good point.
I hope one day they make the skins not game changing, but like let's say the Golem King gets 5% more hit points, but he loses 5% of movement speed. Just a little trade off, just so we can tweak things. Maybe if they really
Be
do
fun.
talk about Town Hall 15 being the end game, then that can be something they could work on in a future update, just to get the good balance, but still
Yeah. Take the existing content and
enhance it,
enhance
some of
some
it.
of the
Yeah.
things. Yeah. No, I like that idea.
And of course, there's the loading screen. You posted a picture of that, I think, in this channel, and you're in love with that witch graphic.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, that was kind of leaked out, and things can change. But if it's the loading screen, either way, I think I'm going to make up my phone wallpapers
Very good.
because I do like it.
Very good.
All right, so are we on to pet peeves?
We are.
All right, so we thought we'd mix it up today and mix in a little bit of personal stuff that could include Clash if you so desire. I just made this entirely non-Clash related. We went around the group and came up with 5 pet peeves, and now we're going to, you know, bare our souls and talk about our pet peeves a little bit. And this will give some of our listeners and clanmates and whatnot a chance to troll us in the future. So perhaps, perhaps I say a pet peeve, and now suddenly my good buddy, Kronk or something will come in and just start doing that to me. So
Oh my gosh.
have at it, people. So without further ado, I think we're just going to go around the room. I'll go first. We'll let Peter go second, and we'll let Kat end it. Um, so for my first one, I'd like to mention it's entire families at the grocery store.
Mm.
And this is fresh in my mind because, I'm trying to get in and out. I've got, to pick someone up once I'm done at the store. I've got places to be. I'm not there to enjoy myself. I'm there to get food, right? And then sometimes you're there and there's like 7 people wandering around, kind of,
Hmm.
oh yeah, hey, so that's a big pet peeve of mine. So to all our listeners that bring your entire families to the store, especially near the Grand Rapids, Michigan area, please stop. All
That's a
right,
good one.
Peter.
Fado, I must admit, I do that with my family, except we split into teams of 2, and each of us has a cart, and they have their own list, so we are in and out faster. So maybe you need to bring your own family and delegate some of it, so you can, not have to do the whole thing yourself.
No, they enjoy the time away from you, Peter.
I see. All right.
But see, you're doing something strategic and smart.
Like I said, in and out fast. It's all about the mission.
You're not you're not wandering around like a pack of 7
No,
or 8.
definitely not. We are running as groups of 2. Yeah. My number 5 pet peeve is, and this is just recent, the no fill CC requests in RT. And I'm really happy these guys are doing like the Super Minion clone blimp and the Super Archer clone blimp. But those notices, the notifications, they
lingering.
drive me crazy. I keep rolling back to them. It's going, oh, it's that guy's request. That's fine. It's
Yep.
fine.
My OCD is off
Off
the
the
charts.
charts. So I love you guys. I'm glad you're trying something new. You can delete whatever we put in there.
I have to agree with that.
Shots
My
fired.
number 5 is people not reading instructions.
Oh gosh. You have an
And
example?
this may perhaps be Clash related. When you post information or instructions in multiple places, and then someone pops up and goes, "What do I do? What do I?" And it's like, you just kind of sigh. You go, okay.
This is like an SECWL sign-up rant, isn't it, Kat?
Actually, that was pretty smooth this month. Pretty smooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that way again.
Yeah, overall. Yeah. So, yeah, it's my number 5.
All right. My number 4, of people who interrupt. So obviously when you're doing like a podcast and we're not on camera or anything, so it is somewhat you're waiting for gaps to get in. So none of this was aimed at any of the podcast stuff, but more in real life. Like I have a next door neighbor who is unintentionally rude beyond belief. Like just a know-it-all guy will cut you off, who will correct you. And the worst part is he's old, he's retired, and it's just rude beyond belief to not have to, if you're trying to have a conversation with someone, to, try and make it almost a one-way conversation. So don't have crappy neighbors, because it might trigger your pet peeve of people who interrupt.
And I have a pet peeve similar to that when you said cut me off, and that is people who do not signal lane changes. I'm happy to let you in. You don't need to barge in front of me. I drive a big truck. I'm not racing around. I'll let you in. Just put your signal on. I know what to do. I get off the gas. That's my number 4.
My number 4 is when people do not hold the door for the next person right behind them. Like, if I'm literally right behind you, just hold the door open. Or because that's just common courtesy, and that's what I do. So that's
All
my
right.
number 4.
I will go tell my son that you made he made your list. we were headed out to dinner last night, and he's 12, he's still learning, right? It's not a big deal, but we were just like, dude, you kind of let that door you almost let mom walk right into that, like the side of the door, which would have really hurt. So anyway, my number 3, it's very similar to Peter's last one, actually. Left lane campers. So Lolly, this might be right lane campers for you, but in the States, and I'm probably in Canada, we're taught that, the right lane is you try and drive as far right as possible, and you use the left lanes for passing. There are people that will drive well below the speed limit and not passing, or even at the speed limit and not passing. And, because they feel it's safer staying away from exit lanes or entrance lanes. Well, that may be true, but the laws of the road are very simple. and it is not illegal here in Michigan to sit there and drive in a left lane, but some states have made it like you can get a ticket for being in there. And it is really frustrating, because where I live, there are a lot of 2-lane highways. Not necessarily, I mean, 2 lanes each way, I should say. So, if someone is just sitting there and blocking traffic, because for whatever reason, that actually triggers a lot of road rage. Not in me. It's annoying. I'll grumble about it within my car. But, you see a lot of fireworks on the roads these days, and that's one of the big trigger points.
Yeah, amen to that one. Mine is inside my house, and it's people, and I am directing this at my children, of course, not emptying the clean dishwasher and just letting the dirty plates pile up on the counter. And it just, until I actually emptied the dishwasher and put those dirty plates in, more dirty plates keep going there. I could empty the dishwasher and the dirty plates would still accumulate there until, you clear the backlog. So, oh boy, I think it's an often seen thing.
I'm going to break my neck nodding at that one.
Okay. My number 3 is when you're at a movie and the person in front of you is checking their phone messages after the movie starts.
It's amazing how bright those screens are.
Yeah, well, why don't you sit in the same row as your family, Kat?
I should start doing that.
My number 2 is, again, Peter. It's like we're on a mind meld. In general, just clutter. They just come home, take their shoes off, throw them wherever. Socks get left wherever. Cheerleading equipment, band instruments, backpacks, just throw them wherever. Your task is after dinner, like, even though I'm cooking it, I'm serving it, and I end up cleaning all the dishes, you won't even clear the table. Like, you won't put ketchup or salt and pepper, you name it. The three staples of Michigan life, by the way. You won't put those things away? Come on now. Can you guys just spend 5 minutes when you whatever it is you're doing, and don't walk past something? Like if there's a full garbage wastebasket in the powder room or the bathroom or whatever, just grab something and throw it away. If it doesn't belong there and you're going upstairs, go. And this, I could go on about this for half an hour, and thankfully, um, thankfully I'm drawing a line. But long story short, I'm not a neat freak, but unnecessary clutter, and it's just kind of irresponsible to me, and it drives me crazy.
I'm going to extend that one also and to things like, not changing the milk bag, or we have milk bags here in Canada, but not changing the milk bag, not refilling, swapping out the water bottle in the cooler, not refilling the coffee maker, just those little things that it feels like I am always doing them. And I know I'm not always doing them, but it would be nice to not have to do it every day, back to back to back.
My number 2 is when I'm at the grocery store. I'll go back to the grocery store, Fado. When I'm at the grocery store and the cashier is busy chatting, socializing with the person in front of me, and I just want to pay for my stuff and get out of there. And, they've finished their transaction, but they're still chatting. That drives me nuts.
Yeah, places to be, several Discord, servers to monitor.
Exactly.
Let's lighten the load on the lady, huh?
Let's move things along, please. Go
That
on.
used to drive me nuts too. And my wife started taking her grandma grocery shopping, and she discovered that is her grandma's social activity. So I have become much more tolerant of that. I can see if it's a young person, then get on with your day. But old people, I have a little bit of a soft spot for them having their little chat.
That's true.
All right, my number 1, Peter. Was yours the a follow up of my clutter? Your last one. Okay, so my number 1 is political swag. I don't care who you voted for. Get it off your stupid shirt. Get it off your stupid flags. Get it off your stupid cars. It's not going to change anyone's mind. You're only trying to piss people off. Please. I don't care. It's not a sports team. These people should have serious jobs that they take seriously. We have a lot of problems. They should be focusing on them, not on, moving merch and trying to get on TV. So just stop it with your stupid shirts. And by the way, a lot of these stupid shirts and stupid flags have frickin' F-bombs on them. Come on, people. Come on. All right. I'm not going to go on.
That's a good one, Fado. I can see that's a thing. Mine is a little more personal. This is customers who call me to tell me that they sent me an email of an order that's not required for several days, but they feel the need to pick up the phone after they've sent the email just to, double interrupt my day.
Good one. My number 1 is having to chase people to be in clans for events.
Yeah.
Please help me. That's my number 1. And that's it, I guess, eh?
Well, yeah. So you can tell, like, I have not anger issues, but I just have expectations.
I think we probably could have added another 5 for you there, Fado.
Oh, don't get this old man started. I know that Peter called me a curmudgeon before we started recording, and I have no argument against that. I really don't. No argument whatsoever. I'm like, I'm a grumpy old man.
Because it takes one to know one, Fado. My wife tells me all the time, "Why are you so grumpy? You're not old enough to be that grumpy yet." Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you know what? It's in a way, it's a compliment.
Sure.
She's saying you're not old enough to do that. She views you the same way she viewed you when she met you. You're still a young man.
And smarten the heck up.
All right, let's jump into shoutouts.
All right. My shout out is for number 1 for the event staff for the Draft War, Kat. This is going to be a very fun mixer event, and I'm really looking forward to it. We know 15 might be looming. The people who are doing these sorts of things are trying to keep people's interest. I mean, this was planned before, we thought 15 was
Yeah.
imminent. We're a little closer to thinking it's imminent now. So my hat's off. You people have your fingers on the pulse of players. The players have been struggling to keep interested. We've had people
Hmm.
leave and then come back and then leave, and it's because it's understandable. By the way, I know there's one person I have in mind when I'm saying this, and this isn't a shade at all to them. It's completely understandable. It hasn't felt new and fresh in a bit, so this is a great event to really help that.
Good one. Yeah, and I'm gonna include Ink in that group. He's worked
Hmm.
very hard on that.
Hmm.
He made up his lists, and I think he miscounted one, so he ended up having to pull out of the event. We all know as event runners, it's just easier to kind of deal with yourself rather than disappoint somebody else. So
Mhm.
shout out to Ink and to
Indeed.
the other cap.
Indeed. Sorry. I'm going to shade myself out early for not saying ink. Um, um, I'm sorry. I hate when I say one person, but then I just somehow skip over everybody. So everybody involved, and my bad, ink.
Yep,
Thank you for
good
all
luck
this.
to the other captains. And my other shout out is to kind of everyone in Florida in the path of Hurricane Ian. That was wow. That was something else. Saw the
Yeah,
water everywhere in Florida. They're too close to sea level
it's
to have those
crazy.
big storm surges. So we're thinking of you guys.
And my shout out is also to Inc., but also to the 4 captains for stepping up and for all the people who signed up for the event. Thank you. We can't do the events without everybody getting involved, from the organizers down to participants. So shout out to everybody.
Yes.
Now, shade outs. Fado.
Yeah. Besides shading myself out to ink, I'd like to shade out the entire families at the store who are interrupting and cluttering everything. They drove in a left lane to get there while they're wearing all their political stuff.
Boy.
Peter.
Mine is to good old Mere Mortal. He was my 43rd sign up for SCWL, so somebody made room for him, and then we decided we were going to spin early just to allow for a long spin time, and I never looked, but he wasn't in clans, so he's my shade out this month.
And my shade out is to the one and only Peter for trading me and the entire team. So shade out to you, Peter.
The shenanigans will be worth it in the end.
Yes. And thank you, everybody, for listening. The CFF is a family of clans in games such as Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and many of the other Supercell games. We love to provide content via podcasts and other media. You can visit the Clash Files Discord to apply to any of our clans or to support our pods and events. As always, please send us your comments, ideas, and questions on Twitter at RedthornCoc or join the Clash Files Discord at discord.gg/clashfiles.